What's up, Guillotine Gang? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we have what I think is going to be the sleeper of 2025, and that is the Air Jordan 4 Cave Stone. So getting into the shoe, here's a quick look at the box. It comes in this Cave Stone themed box. And here's a quick look at the sizing tag. It reads Air Jordan 4 Retro. Colorway is Cave Stone, Black Phantom. And of course, we picked this up in a size 12. Again, very dope box. I'm loving how Nike and Jordan Brand is making these boxes somewhat special, as this one has that Cave Stone theme, has the black Jumpman and Flight logo, and that is like a raised texture in the box as well. It's very textured, gives like a rough cave stone feel. And just looking at it quickly, it kind of gives off appearance of like the moon texture almost, but I get the cave stone theme. And that theme does run underneath the lid of the box as well. First time seeing that. Usually it's just a blank white or brown sheet up underneath, but that design does run throughout the box. And you have your standard gray cement paper. And the shoes do come individually wrapped as well. And as you can see, mine is still wrapped, so we will be taking a look at these together. I haven't looked at the quality of it, so we will see that together. All right, let's get into this shoe. Let's see what type of quality I was able to get with this pair. Here you have it, guys, the Air Jordan 4 Cave Stones. And just a quick look, I think I might have a slight issue at the toe box area. Let's go ahead and get a 360 of this shoe, and we're going to jump into the details and that quality control of this shoe. Here's a quick look at the lateral side of the shoe. Here's a quick look at the medial side of the shoe. Here's an overhead shot of the shoe moving up into the tongue. Here's a rear shot of the shoe. And last but not least, here's a look at the outsole. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into these cave stones. First and foremost, I see a ton of content that's been made on this shoe about it sitting, blah, 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 blah from these content creators. It's almost to the point that it's almost like rage bait. Why is it an issue if this shoe was sitting? It's available to the masses. I don't understand it. It's got to the point that if it's not going for any resale, the shoe is not worthy to be put on foot. Like they're going to put it on feet anyway. It's crazy that we got to the point that if you're not getting price gouged on these shoes, that it's not worthy. What the fuck? It's just a stupid ass view that I'm seeing from these content creators. But anyway, that's a topic for another discussion. But I just noticed a lot of them running up these stupid ass videos, rage baiting. And you got a slight rage bait on me on that, because y'all doing some stupid shit, especially with this recent release. But anyway, let's get into the quality of this shoe. As I stated earlier, I think I'm seeing some slight issues with the toe box area, and that has to do right here. And before touching it, it could just be that the suede got tossed around within the paper itself. So let's get a closer look for you. As you can see, I did brush that back and it kind of went away. So I think we pretty much all good on that. I do feel slight wavy right here. And then there's an issue that was on the feet as well that I was seeing, but nothing too major. So let's keep going. And the suede used on the cave stones is a very flat nubuck suede. That's very similar to the Undefeated Force that recently released as well. And as I stated in that video, a lot of the issues that people was complaining about was slight scuffs in that nubuck suede. Moving to the rear of the shoe, as you can see, I haven't touched these shoes, but you can see like slight motions in the suede. And I think that actually comes from the paper material that these shoes come individually wrapped in. I think it's just that paper that's scuffing it while it's inside the box, and that's what's creating these little slight scuff marks. So I'm not too mad at that. And also, as I stated in the previous Undefeated 4 video, is what I like to look at in my fours is this cut line underneath the wings cages. It should be a very nice clean cut underneath here, and this one looks to be okay. Take a look at the netting. Something they did get right on these cave stones is a very tight netting on those undefeated fours. It was kind of loose. And if you want to see a comparison between this cave stone and the undefeated four, please run up the likes to 100. And I'll go ahead and work on that video for you just to give you that comparison, since I think the nubuck suede is very similar to the undefeated fours. But taking a look at the medial side of the shoe, as you can see, the caging is very tight on the medial side as well. And as well as on the tongue area cages also. And taking a look at that medial side, everything looks good. No scuffs or anything. Like on that lateral side, I had a couple scuffs that I believe that's from the paper, but this medial side looks to be fine. All the panels look to be stitched and embroidered in real good. I know sometimes on these floors you can get this material, it kind of gets jumbled and bunched up together, and that embroidery kind of looks bad and wavy right in this area. I think it came out okay. But we did just jump straight into the quality of the shoe. So let's go ahead and bring it back up top and start from top to bottom on the shoe. Starting with the sock liner, it does come in your standard black terry cloth style sock liner. And you do have that Air Jordan reverse tag behind the tongue that's in that cave stone brown colorway. That is another thing about this shoe. Is it brown? Is it gray? I think brown and gray is on the same color spectrum. Just depends on the lighting. And this shoe as well, it does sort of change colors in lighting and darker environments. It lends to be more on the brownish side versus, say, if you was outside in daylight, it's more of a lighter gray, or even like a pewter. I think pewter colorway is probably perfect to explain this shoe, and I'm surprised they didn't actually use that as the color code on the shoe. They just used cave stone and black phantom. But jumping back down into the uppers of the shoe, again, you have a very flat nubuck suede around the ankle collar area, and it is very smooth, slight to minimum brush back in that suede. And moving out into the wings, again, you do have that cave stone colorway with your black eyelets. Moving into the cage, you have that phantom black caging, complemented with the cave stone colorway behind the netting. And moving into the heel counter of the midsole, you have this medium to high gloss black. At one point, I was thinking that this was slightly sail colorway, but it is a pure white. Moving into the forefoot of the midsole, you have this translucent cave stone rubber outsole. And again, you have that medium to high gloss black on the forefoot area. I really like the shape of the toe box on the newer Jordan 4. It's very sleek. Nice slope to it, not too boxy. And jumping into the outsole at the forefoot of the shoe, you have that phantom black star tread pattern and your pure white forefoot pods. Again, you have that cave stone translucent outsole in the midfoot of the shoe. And moving into the red outsole, you have that phantom black Nike branding, as well as the heel counter of the outsole. Very nice contrast to this shoe. I love the black and white hits on the midsole. I think it looks very good. These shoes do come pre-laced with your cave stone laces. They don't provide you with an extra set of laces, I think. But we'll check my other shoe just to make sure, but I think they don't. And if they don't, I think they really dropped the ball on that. At least they could have added some black or white laces, because I will be changing these laces out, probably to white laces to complement the latter portion of the midsole. I think that the white laces are popping this shoe. Here's a look at the rear tab. You have that Nike Air. Really love that. Nike, keep doing what you're doing. I don't give a damn that some people are upset that Nike has been putting this Nike Air branding on the heel tab of non-OG colorways. Usually they used to put the Jumpman logo on the heel tabs of non-OG colorways. Nike, do what you're doing. I'm loving this Nike Air on the back. I can care less if it's OG or not. This shit looks good to me. That Jumpman shit on the back of the heel tab always looked Team Jordan to me. Never liked it. Same goes with those undefeateds. All y'all collectors, y'all can have those 72 pairs of the Jumpman on the rear heel tab. I'll take the Nike Air any day over that. But that's just me. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into my right shoe. Take a look at the quality on this one. Much better. As you can see on this lateral side of the shoe, no type of scuff marks, nothing on it. Take a look at the shape of that toe box. Excellent. Another thing I've been hearing on these content creators is talking about the glue marks around the shoe. I mean, what the fuck you think, bro? They have to glue these motherfuckers up, bro. And when you're dealing with this type of nubuck suede, especially the lighter colorways, it's gonna show some slight glue marks around the outsole. The outsole meets the upper for a reason, man. In some cases, the gripe is merited, but, you know, use your head sometimes, guys. And with that being said, let's just look at the quality on this one. I will say they did do a good job tucking the glue stains underneath. I will say that. And I also stand on what I just said. Some people just overreact to anything, bro. Just look at the medial side of the shoe. Zoom in. As I stated earlier in the video, this area around the cage, sometimes it can get wavy. As you can see, slight little wave to it. And I've seen that a lot on Jordan 4s. I guess it's just something in that process that material slightly, you know, gathers together around that area. It's just probably in something in the processes of it. But this was not too bad. I've seen some pretty bad ones where it get real wavy in the middle of that medial side of the cage. But again, the cage is very tight, well put together on the cages, on that tongue area as well as the lateral side. But yeah, guys, pretty good quality on my right shoe. I think this pair came out okay. Other than, you know, when we first came out the box, you had that. I think it was mostly the brush back on. As you can see, brushing it, it does move here in this area. But I will say it did have just a slight little wave to it right here, but nothing that throws it off in the shape of the toe box. So I'm good on that. You know, it has some slight little markings on the suede, but that's probably just from the paper that's in the box. I mean, when you're dealing with this flat nubuck suede like this, it's going to mark up very easy. So no issues at all with that, that type of mentality of thinking about it. But let's take a look at the tongue. And I really don't feel like digging for gold, but the insoles are in that Cavestone brown with your Nike Air branding on it. You know what? I can't be lazy. Comes with your thick paper shoe tree, and the insoles are the Cavestone colorway with your black Nike Air branding. And I did not see any extra set of laces, so looks like it only comes with the Cavestone laces on it. Really wish they probably would have put some white or black laces, especially with the price point of the shoe. Hell, you get some Nike SBs that cost $130 that comes with 6 pair of extra laces. The least Nike can do is throw an extra set of laces or 2 in these shoes. Sometimes it's just odd that they don't throw any laces in some colorways, and some colorways they do. It's just how they feeling at the moment. I'm not sure, but let me know what lace option you would put in these Cavestones. Would you leave the Cavestone colorway laced up? Would you go with black laces, white laces? I've seen a few images of the black laces. I don't think I've seen white yet, but black does look good as well. But I think I might try to lace this one up in a white colorway just to complement the midsole. They could probably make it pop. But yeah, overall, pleased with this pair. I think the quality of the materials used on this shoe is there. The overall concept and colorway of the shoe, in my opinion, it complements pretty well with the colors used, Phantom Black and the white against that Cavestone. Looks pretty good, man. I think I've seen some people calling these the poor man Travis Scott. I don't know, some kind of sample pattern he might have had that's similar to this one. I think I seen a picture of it. It kind of looked sort of similar to this shoe, and that could very well be what Travis Scott was talking about a couple weeks ago on one of his posts about, he was saying OG over everything. I'm thinking he might have been talking about that sample pair, OG pair, that was over this GR pair that was similar. I don't know, or he could have been talking about something else. But let me know in the comments, did you pass on this shoe, or are you reaching back for it later down the road in hopes of it going for well under retail? I think right now on StockX and the Gold sites, they're close to retail. You might even can grab a couple pair under retail, but you always got to remember, guys, to factor in the fees that those sites use. Once they throw those fees on top, basically it's coming straight back up to the retail price point. So it's not really, you might buy the shoe for under retail. Say this one comes in at $220. You made the purchase on StockX for $180. Yes, you got it for under retail, but those fees drive it right back up to retail. You might save $3 to $4 to $10 on the shipping. Congratulations on that. But in that same sense, but you also open yourself up to getting a possible fake versus getting it from the source, Nike itself. That's the one thing some people fail to realize when dealing with StockX and GOATs, when they thinking they get something from under retail. Because trust me, listen up, trust me, these cave stones, the replica market has had these shoes out on the market for at least 2 to 3 months prior to this release. Think about that. But guys, that's what I have for you today. Just wanted to come through, get an up close and personal look at the quality of these Air Jordan 4 Cave Stones. Give you my overall opinion of it. I think it's a dope shoe, especially for the fall months that we're coming up in. This is an excellent shoe for that. If you love earth tone colorways, this one you probably will love. Looks great in hand. Really love the translucent outsole that Nike's been doing. Really started out with the Brick by Bricks. I remember seeing that one first. There's been a ton of 4s released this year. You had the SB Navies, the Brick by Bricks. You had these Cave Stones. You had the White Cement 4s, the Undefeated 4s. I think I got all of them except the Brick by Bricks. If you want to see a comparison of all of them, just how they stack up together, I probably would do a video later in the year, run it up. We might do it earlier. Again, as I stated earlier in the video, if you want to see this one matched up with the Undefeateds, run the likes up. Give me over 100, guys. I don't think I ever had a 100 like video in the first couple days of release. So run me up, guys. We're getting close to 2K subscribers, so please also feel free to hit that subscribe button. We always got something going on over here. And unlike some other sneaker content creators, I'm not one that jumps on a shoe and create tons and tons of content of the same old shit over and over, running up the views on that. I like to try to keep my content pure and quality driven, and just to give you my honest opinion on these shoes that's released, and not just try to run up the views and likes on a particular shoe for a whole month of the release of it. But you know, it is what it is. And stay tuned to the channel, guys. More content on the way. Until the next time, peace.